Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Uncover Lake Norman, where we reveal the exceptional people and places that make the Lake Norman area an incredible place to live. I'm Brian Lawson, the host and creator of Uncover Lake Norman and a realtor with the LePage Johnson Realty team, which is highly respected in the Lake Norman Charlotte area, as well as a high-level multi-million-dollar producer. So, if you're relocating to the Lake Norman area, my team and I would be honored to serve you in any capacity that you may need. I can be reached at brian@uncoverlakenorman.com. That's Brian with a Y at uncoverlakenorman.com. Hey guys, I'm Brian Lawson, and I'm with the LePage Johnson team with eXp Realty, and this is Uncover Lake Norman. So my goal with Uncover Lake Norman is to showcase how great of a place Lake Norman really is to live in.
That's right.
And so I want to let you see the great people and the great places around Lake Norman that make it so great. So I'm here today with Steve Kinzler with Element Funding, and we met about 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
At a team meeting that we had with LePage Johnson, and Steve was there, and when I started talking to him, I felt a connection, and I don't really know why. There was something that we kind of felt in common about, I think. But anyway, so also, what do you use to shave your head with? What do you?
Man, I'm Schick Mach 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
tight every day.
I use Harry's.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, they're good too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always interested, right? Because you know you have something in common, and you got to do it a lot.
That's it. I tell you, the Schick, it's the Schick razor and the Schick, shaving cream. Schick gets you slick.
Yeah. So a shout out to all you bald guys out there, right?
That's right.
Schick and Harry's. So there we go. So Steve, we're here today with, and you're with Element Funding. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
You bet. Well, maybe I'll talk about why I do what I do.
Yeah,
So first
that's
of all,
great.
I appreciate you allowing me to come on here. And but I've been in the Charlotte, Lake Norman area since 1984. I've seen a lot of change. I was a banker for 33 years, institutional banking, and done mortgage banking, business banking. Worked in capital markets, retail banking, working in branches all around Charlotte and the Lake Norman area. I came up to Lake Norman in 1992, moved here, and just really fell in love with this place. But at the same time, I've seen the transition of people coming in as well. And and I came in here, I remember in 1984 as a newcomer.
84
as a newcomer. And it was very difficult for me to find connection. And my connection is my work and then of course my clients as well. But the thing that I really gravitate towards connecting with people and understanding the stories of the people, of the journeys that they're on. And in my role of what I do with, whether I was with a financial institution, that helped me enjoy working with clients even more because I get to participate in their story and help them with solutions. And so anyways, 2.5 years ago, I decided to join Element Funding, just focus on the mortgage business and focusing on these life events that have real estate involved in it. And man, there's a lot of life events. I have worked with people that just lost a spouse and now they're going to be buying another home or trying to sell their home. People who are divorced. There's life events that have real estate in it more than just a first-time home buyer, which is a life event, or the first-time home seller, which is a life event, or retiring from Nebraska, moving here and building a new home, and trying to start over again, not start over again, but in a new place, in your 70s. This is a real live example of yours. Someone in their 70s move here closer to their grandkids and to their kids, and those are the stories. And I can share all these because it's not a transaction to me. And so
Yeah.
it's the stories behind what I do is why I do it. And so therefore, I want to make connection with my clients. I want to help my clients, whether they're moving here, relocating within the area, to help feel connected in the community. And the thing that I have done over the past 35 years living in this area is I've connected with a lot of people, a lot of businesses, and I like to give those connections and help people
Yeah.
feel included and feel a part of community, which this is all about. And when you dissect it to Lake Norman, it's even better, because it is it's an awesome community where you're maybe 1 degree from separation,
Right.
from another
Right.
person. So that's 7 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
It's maybe 1 degree here.
So you mentioned community quite a bit. What does community look like to you? Define community at Lake Norman.
So I raised 2 kids here.
Yeah.
And when they say it takes a village, it takes a village. And from the schools that my kids went to their teachers, becoming a part of our family, to where they're coming over to our house,
Right.
to eat with us and break bread, to our church, to the grocer, to the fellowship that I've developed with, men, from my church, from from business, from
Right.
and again, clients. I mean, it's that's community. Community is connecting, and connecting, and the importance of it is that we are connected. I mean, in I don't know how to describe it. That's a great
Yeah.
question, man. I never had anybody ask that, but when I think of community, I think of connection.
Yeah.
And when I think of connection, I think of community.
Yeah.
So,
And I think, we both are in the job of helping those people.
Right.
And I think for me, and for you, it's that connection with people that it creates more community, and we start to build different relationships as we help people.
Right.
And it broadens our community.
Right. Yeah. And helping people's not why we do what we do. It goes so much deeper than that. That's a part of it. That's a byproduct of it. It is making I'm going to go back to the word connection. Making an emotional connection with that person.
Yeah.
That they become a part of your family, and it's just a natural thing to do. It's like, and then you become known as a person who, I want to help.
Right.
Okay. Or
Yeah.
I want to give, and helping is giving, but I think you got to be doing it for a right reason, and the giving piece of it is where the joy comes from, for me.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that you reap what you sow, and the sowing of the giving that we provide, it reaps benefits way beyond any financial benefit.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it for that purpose,
Most
it
definitely.
ain't going to happen. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be an
Yeah.
uphill battle. But when you do it because it's part of your DNA and it's natural,
Yeah.
then it works and it clicks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I thought about talking to you about and asking you was, because I find it, a lot of times when I connect with people and I hear their stories, a lot of times it's over a meal.
Right.
It's just one of those things, right? And I think you can look at maybe both of us and see that we like doing that
We
a
like
lot.
meals, man.
So
You bet.
What's one of the favorite places what's your go-to place around here to go eat?
I got you. So obviously we do a lot of that from lunches, and coffees. And man, I tell you, I think I've had 1 million cups of coffee over the past couple of years. And so I love to support local. Yeah. And the local. I'm going to start at coffee houses first because I'm starting in the morning. And some of the local coffee houses are phenomenal. Waterbean has been an amazing place to just kind of it's taken on. You can go sit in Waterbean. If you're in there for an hour, you're going to run into people that you know or don't know, or you're going to have people come up to you. It's a very, very friendly atmosphere. The service is amazing. The coffee, the selections are great. My go-to is a warm chai tea latte on a cold day, but I'm trying to go a little bit more green and maybe get some green tea. So oh well. Okay. And then lunch. I mean, so our office is here in Davidson. Yep. Oh my gosh, you got all kind of amazing local eateries here, right next to our office. North Harbor Restaurant. Oh, it's phenomenal. We can walk right to it, and you got a beautiful view of the water, and the food is phenomenal, and people get to know you really well. When I go home come home from work, and they say, hey, I don't feel like cooking. Yeah. Where do you want to go eat? Again, I try to do local, and man, it depends on what we're feeling like. My family loves Mexican. Yes. So I'll hit. Now I consider the Lake Norman area it's exit 18 and on up. Okay. Right. Yep. So down at exit 18 is Azteca restaurant. Okay. Azteca, they've been in Charlotte area for as long as I've been here. So 1984, I remember moving here, going to Azteca down on Woodlawn, and then I found out they opened the one up here. I mean, it is authentic, wonderful Mexican food. But that date night, man, I'm up in Mooresville. I'm going to Epic Chop House. Okay. And but that Sunday, eating, Julie's Tally House. Do you know what I'm talking about? No. All right, so up in Troutman. Yes. Oh, it's man.
That's where they serve you the bowls, right?
Yeah. So it's family style. Yeah. And they're bringing you black-eyed peas and collard greens and fried chicken, and it's like wow, this is mountain food. This is good home stuff. Cooking. But Epic Chop House is for the date night, man. Okay. If you like wine, everybody like wine. Okay, they have a big pour on that first glass. Okay. That second pour, it's even bigger. I mean, my wife is like amazed at the pours at Epic Chop House. But man, from fish to they have a 45-ounce tomahawk ribeye steak.
Have you ever got it?
I watched my son. I got a 30-year-old son.
Really?
Yeah.
He ate it?
He ate it, the whole thing.
Really?
Yep, took the bone home to his sister's
Are you kidding?
dog. Yeah, it was unbelievable. But anyways, I'm not doing much in red meat anymore. I'm trying to do the fish thing, the green tea, all that stuff. But anyways, that's in the atmosphere is phenomenal. The service is great. And again, it's locally owned.
Yeah. I love the places to eat too around here, and again, that's where for me a lot of social happens. Yeah. Right. A lot of stories around the table. Yeah. It happens there.
I'll tell you some other good places. This area, and some may be drinkers, some not. Man, this area has some amazing local breweries. Yes. So from Ghostface to Primal to D9. Lake Norman is really blessed with the breweries. And
the breweries are a great place just to meet. Like if you and I want to meet up at a brewery and have a conversation or just to unwind a little bit. Yeah. There's some great spots.
It is. And it's all kid friendly too. Yeah. Which is really neat.
Yeah, it is. So let's dig a little bit deeper into what you do here, and maybe if you want to get into some of those stories.
Sure.
But tell me. So you mentioned some different scenarios. One, let's just start with that first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Right? Because anytime I think buying a house, whether you're first time, second time, third time, it's still a huge part of your life. It's a big decision anytime.
You bet.
But first-time home buyers, they're a little different, aren't they? I mean, there's a lot of fear. There's some fear there.
There's some fear, but man, there's appreciation.
Okay.
And there's some willingness, and you really got to set the expectations up front. And if you do that, there's willingness to work with you.
Right.
So, I look at the client mortgage banker relationship. I mean, it's a partnership, and as the mortgage lender, you have to set the expectations. Otherwise, the client could hijack the whole thing.
Right. What do you mean by that?
Meaning that if they think they know what they need to do, but they don't.
Okay.
Because a lot of people today will go online and say,
right,
all right, I need to do this. They're going to be looking at this. They're going to be looking at this. Oh, I got all this. Okay. And what they need to, clients need to do, and I don't care if you're a first-time home buyer or not, is allow us to be the advisor.
Right.
But we have to set the stage for that. We have to position ourselves as that trusted advisor. And to do that, we got to give good advice. But you got to set those expectations. The first-time home buyer, when you do that, the most appreciative folks you ever will run across. And there's so much joy of watching that happen, watching them get those keys into the new home. And it doesn't matter if it's a first-time home buyer. I've had them from 23 years old to 40 years old.
Right.
And there's still an appreciation there. Because it's education. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Well, you mentioned something too that a lot of times they may try to hijack, or they're just doing what they don't know, but they think they know, right?
Right.
So I can imagine also they may even have the thought that there's no way I can buy this house.
Yeah.
Right?
That's correct.
And that would shut them down automatically if they just go on what they think.
Right.
And that's where you...
Yeah. And, because there's a lot of financing programs out there that maybe clients don't know about, but I tell you what, those are shifting a little bit because more and more people are saying, I want to get 100% financing. Well, in the past, people didn't know about that. I mean, even up to 2 years ago.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's some programs out there but you got to fit within a certain parameter to meet these criteria for these programs. But yes, you can get some 100% financing. Now, and so back 5 years ago, I mean, you were going to have to either put 3.5% down and get an FHA loan, or put 5% down. Okay. Well, then Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who kind of govern conforming mortgages, they offer now a 3% down first-time home buyer program called Home Possible or Home Ready. And so it allows people to get in a home with 3% down. And depending on their income limits, there's something called mortgage insurance. That mortgage insurance rate could be discounted if they fall under a certain income limit. And so that saves money right there. And interest rates are a little bit discounted as well.
Right.
For the Home Ready and Home Possible program for people that meet that income criteria. So, but then again, you've got people who are making, a lot of money, over $100,000 a year, and they're first-time home buyers.
Right.
They can still get into that program with 3% down.
Right.
And then I mentioned 100% financing programs. You have North Carolina Housing offers some of that as well, and I don't want to get into all the different programs, but that's our role as a financial a mortgage loan advisor, is to educate them on the options. But I can't do that until I get a loan application. Right. And the loan application is the baseline. That's where we start. Whether you say, I'm not going to be buying maybe for 6 years or 6 months to a year. well, still, now's the time to go
Okay.
ahead and do the loan application so we can go ahead and help put a plan together and say,
Right.
okay, this is what you need to do to tweak. This
Okay.
is how much maybe more you need to save. Maybe we need to put you in a credit repair situation to increase your credit score, because the higher credit score, the better your rate. You're saving money. As a financial a mortgage loan advisor is to educate them on the options. But I can't.
Kind of the call to action then is that loan application.
That's correct.
No matter if, because there might be people out there thinking, well, I don't fill out the application until I'm ready to buy the house and whatever. But if they don't know,
Right.
they don't know.
Exactly. And it's like going to the doctor and say, doctor, my right leg hurts. Okay, and well, he's going to start. He says, I'll give you some Benadryl.
Right.
All right. Well, they're going by off of what they just told me. My right leg hurts. The doctor needs to do more of an exam.
Right.
All right. Possibly take X-rays, do an
Right.
MRI, whatever. The loan application's the exam.
Gotcha.
It's the
Makes sense.
it's the MRI, it's the X-ray, so we can see where you're at to properly prescribe the best solution.
Right.
So
Right. So as far as time limit, like if someone is thinking about buying, they would come to you what kind of time? I mean, not, like I said before, not right when they're getting ready to buy, but
yeah, I like
when you're thinking about it.
I like when that thought comes in your head.
Okay.
That's the time people are afraid. I don't want them to ding my credit.
Right.
All right. Well, if you do a mortgage, if you do 3 mortgage inquiries within a 45-day period, you're allowed that. Okay.
Right.
Anything more than that, it'll ding your credit. Okay.
That's good information.
Mortgage inquiry. That means somebody pulling up your credit from 3 or more different companies.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it will. The earlier, the better. I mean, I've worked with people for a year. 6 months is good, but whenever come October, and people want to buy in the spring.
Right.
That's in October is when you want to get that loan application in, because here's what I can do, and here's what you could do as a realtor, and especially if it's maybe somebody who has a house to sell, because the earlier you know that they're going to be selling that home and buying a new home, then there's more time that maybe you can give them your advice on the things that they can do to help with the positioning of their home to sell.
Right.
Which will save them money. Well, it's the same thing on my end. Then if the earlier I get them, if they need to go into credit repair, I might talk to them initially and they said, we can't do anything now, but we could do something if you do this.
Right.
And that might be credit repair. And that could take 6 months to get the score up to where it needs to be for what they want to do.
Right.
I mean, you can get loans with pretty low credit scores, but it's going to cost you. And so same thing with you. If somebody comes to you and said, I need to sell my home fast, it's going to cost them.
Yeah.
Right?
It
So
is.
it's the same thing with
It's a give and take.
Yeah,
Right.
I like to get them early.
Right.
6 months is great, but so many times I get it where they're ready to buy in 60 days.
What's the quickest you've ever turned a loan?
10 days.
10 days.
Yeah. I mean, it had to get done. It was a rescue.
Yeah.
And you're limited on how quick you can turn it, just because of disclosure time frames.
Right.
And that was good.
What differences do you see? I mean, we've talked about first-time home buyers. What are some differences from people that are looking to upgrade and they're selling their home and then they're scaling up?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you face with that?
So a first-time home seller
Yeah.
they really need to talk to you pretty quick.
Yeah.
I wrote a first time. So you bought your first home. Now you're going to go and you want to get a bigger home. First time home seller is almost like first time home buyer. You think you know what you're going to need, but you got to get to you as quickly
Yeah.
as possible. Even if you plan on selling, I'm going to wait until this season's over and after the kids, let's say September, I'm going to maybe put my home on the market. Well, now's the time to start talking. But here's situations I've run into. I have had clients say, well, I'm going to get about $100,000 from the sale of my home. And I want to put that $100,000 into a new house.
Okay.
And that, let's say they're going to buy a home for $500,000, and they're going up, but they're netting 100, so they're going to finance $400,000. So they think they're going to finance $400,000, putting 20% down, no mortgage insurance. I've had a situation recently that the client had about $40-some thousand in debt.
Okay.
And the debt was to the tune of about $900 per month, okay, in other debt. Took that $100,000, instead of doing, I put it on, we have a really cool program, it's called MBS Highway, and I plugged the numbers in there. Instead of putting that down, they put 10% down, $50,000. We took the other $50,000 and used that to take care of that debt. That freed up $900 per month,
Yeah.
okay, which gave them an amazing amount of breathing room
Right.
to make this payment. Well, they were comfortable making those payments with that $900, and they were quite frankly qualified.
Right.
We didn't have to do that, but I wanted to give them an option and a choice that could possibly help them build more equity in their home, help their overall financial situation even better. And so when I have a situation like that, or I want to propose to them, because I'm saying, no, don't put $100,000, put $50,000, and let's pay off your debt. I'm asking them, are you working with a financial advisor? Because I want to run this by your financial advisor.
Right.
And if you're not, I want to introduce you to a financial advisor that can help you with this decision here.
Right.
Anyways, here's the cool thing what happened. We took that $100,000, paid that off, so the $900 per month that they're saving, they're going to make payments as if that $900 is still there onto their mortgage.
Yep.
Their 30-year mortgage will get paid off. It'll be, we're taking 18 years off of it. So it becomes
Wow.
a 12-year mortgage.
Wow. Wow. And see, that's what, so you bring up a good point, because if you're not thinking in that way, right, you're trained
Right.
to think that way.
Right.
The regular person, average person, is not trained to think that way. We get consumed in our own
Once.
our thoughts, right?
In our own wants.
That's right.
Right.
And same with selling a home. It's the same thing. If you're not in that thought process,
Right.
you don't know the ins and outs of and the tricks and things that you can do.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned, that can really, oh wow, I didn't realize I could do that.
Right. And that's where I'm going to go back to community.
Yeah.
And you got to surround yourself with a community. And so in my network for my clients, I have a community of people that help facilitate real estate, that facilitate life events that have real estate involved.
Yeah.
So that includes you, that includes a financial advisor, that includes a estate attorney, because a lot of people don't realize you're making an adjustment to your debts, which can affect your estate.
Right.
Do you have a will? I mean, those are questions I just kind of throw out there and let that seed get planted. So if they are working with a financial advisor, make sure that they're taking care of that aspect. If they're not, it gives me an opportunity to introduce them to a financial advisor, a family law attorney. That's another one. You having a good network of property and casualty people.
Right.
A CPA. These are all people who are facilitating life events that have real estate involved in it. That is the community that I want, that's my inner circle for my client that I connect them to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
and that adds value.
Yeah. Tremendous.
Yeah.
So I think, I think I've covered as much as maybe we want to today, but I'd love to maybe have some more conversation at some other time. Why don't you tell everybody how they can get in touch with you?
All right. So, first of all, we are Element Funding. We are based out of Atlanta. We're actually licensed in 8 states. We have 2 offices here in Charlotte, one in Ballantyne and one at Lake Norman. You can reach me on my cell phone at 704-906-4339. My website is www.stevekinzler.com. Again, we're Element Funding, and I look forward to serving you.
Okay. And guys, again, I'm Brian Lawson with LePage Johnson Team, eXp Realty, and this is Uncover Lake Norman, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you for sharing your time with me today on another episode of Uncover Lake Norman. And again, if you have any real estate needs, get in touch with me. I'll make it happen for you.